Assassin's Creed has been shrouded in mystery since its first appearance at E3 2006, but now the game is finally here, and we can lift the veil on Ubisoft Montreal's ambitious crusade. First off, you may ask, what's with all the weird data and genetic code graphics and virtual reality future stuff? Well, it's true. Assassin's Creed takes place mostly in a highly advanced VR simulation. The bulk of the game is concerned with Altair, an assassin in the Holy Land in the year 1191. Altair is arguably the best assassin around, but unfortunately, he knows it, and he's kind of a jerk.
I am your superior, in both title and ability.
After a disastrous confrontation with the Knights Templar, Altair is branded a failure and a traitor and stripped of his rank. To work his way back up the old career ladder, he has to complete 9 contracts in 3 cities at the behest of the assassin's leader.
First and foremost, stay your blade.
Altair is not the strongest swordsman in the desert, but he is fast, and with practice and good timing, you can take on large groups of enemies. It may not be all that realistic, but it's visceral, and there are some truly badass counterattacks. Mobility is important to a contract killer, and Altair seems to have invented parkour 800 or so years before the French did. He scrambles up buildings, over rooftops, along beams, just about anything. Controls are streamlined, but they're not on autopilot. So while you're not actually pressing the jump button for every leap Altair takes, you do have to direct him accurately. There's a definite learning curve to the controls, but there's a certain elegance to them when you get the hang of it. It's kind of like Tony Hawk. Eventually, you can just see the lines across any obstacle in your path. The world Altair uses his free-running skills to traverse is immense. Each city is gigantic and is laid out with incredible care and detail. From up high, you can get a sense of the scale. Look at that. Everything you see there, you can go to it. None of it is backdrop. It's all there and it's all reachable. And there's tons to do. To carry out each assassination, Altair has to gather information to learn about his target.
These are dark days.
This can be anything from pickpocketing documents from couriers to performing a timed flag collection run for an informant. Okay, so this one may not actually have its roots in history, but it's fun. This doesn't even touch on all the optional stuff, like saving civilians from crooked guards, or just seeing what it would be like to climb the Dome of the Rock. Don't try this in reality, kids. And boy, does Altair love a roll in the hay. In case you haven't figured it out yet, Assassin's Creed is awesome. It's beautiful, the animation is head and shoulders above anything else on the shelves today, the controls are innovative yet intuitive, and it immerses you in a time period that has been almost completely overlooked by video games until now.
Filthy heretic!
A 5 out of 5.
Don't you hate when games rely on amazing graphics and intriguing plot lines and challenging gameplay? Well, lucky for you, you can now play Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles on the DS. And from what we can tell, this prequel tells the story of a Crusades-era world where there are roofs aplenty and spikes even more aplenty. The plot isn't quite compelling enough to keep you emotionally invested, but that's not why you play the game, right? Unfortunately, if you happen to be playing the game for the gameplay, that's not exactly stellar either. Basically, Altair's Chronicles is a subpar side-view platformer with some 3D aspects thrown in for good measure. You'll hop roofs, crawl catwalks, and plunge to your death. Repeatedly. As for slaying Templars, well, get ready to mash some buttons. There's not much point in trying to execute special attacks when you can just close your eyes and tap the X button. Occasionally, you'll be treated to a mini-game. Utilizing the touchscreen, you'll brush up on some important assassinating skills. Sure, it interrupts the flow of the game, but come on, there's an Operation-style game of torture. The graphics are actually impressive considering the platform. The real problem is that the system just can't keep up with the game. So if you liked Assassin's Creed but wish that it were only smaller and less good, then here's your chance. Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles kills 2 Templars. Out of 5.
Well, I guess that means we should get started. Welcome to Assassination, Death by Killing. I'm your instructor, Mr. Altair. Are there any questions before we begin? Yes, I have actually killed someone. Why did I agree to teach the class? Because this country's been going down the tubes ever since the liberals took assassination education out of our public schools. And I killed the previous professor. So I felt kind of obligated. Okay, let's go around the room and introduce ourselves and add why we want to be an assassin. Go ahead.
Well, my name's Gary.
Hi, Gary.
All right, not necessary.
I guess I want to be an assassin because you killed my brother and I want revenge.
Maybe I should have said this earlier, but a true assassin never reveals his true motives. Or lets a target know that he is, well, a target. Gary, I'm sorry. I think it's best you leave.
Okay.
Without trying to kill me, Gary.
Sorry,
Bye, Gary.
I'm the first to admit, not everyone is cut out to be an assassin. Some of our more famous assassins in history have yelled something just before killing their victim. John Wilkes Booth said, "Sic semper tyrannis." And Brutus said, "Sorry, Caesar, but your salad's being tossed." Look, historical records that far back are spotty at best. So, let's see what you've got. Skip, what do you have?
I'd probably say something like, "I'm stabbing you, you bastard."
Skip, you're just literally stating what you're doing. That would be like me saying, "I'm recoiling in horror at your vacuous ideas, you waste of space failure!" Rebecca, what do you have?
Well, I was gonna say, "I'm stabbing you, you bastard," but...
Perfect. Now that is a catchphrase worthy of t-shirts and textbooks. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you guys all tomorrow.
We have good news for PC gamers who don't own a home console. Assassin's Creed has finally snuck onto your computer. Now, if you never got to play Assassin's Creed, let us spoil the plot twist that kicks off the game. You're playing as this poor sap who gets kidnapped by a mysterious organization.
You kidnapped me. You strapped me into that thing.
The premise is that your genetic makeup also somehow stores memories that they need.
What if I told you that the human body not only housed an individual's memory, but the memories of his ancestors as well?
It's up to you to relive the experiences of your ancestor as he kills 9 historical figures during the era of the Third Crusade. That ancestor is Altair, a world-class assassin who seems to be a super magnet for vague advice.
Getting into the fortress will require cunning. That's all I have for you.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
This is an ill omen.
As you can tell from the visuals, this game looks amazing when you run it on a high-end PC.
I'm impressed.
The basic gameplay remains intact, although PC players should take note. You definitely need to buy a good controller since the mouse and keyboard combo just isn't cutting it for this one. We found that using an adapter for an Xbox 360 controller worked pretty well.
An interesting choice, though not my place to judge.
The good news is that there's additional content for this release. 4 new missions await your enjoyment. There's a high-rise challenge that has you assassinating archers, a vertigo-inducing rooftop race, and a challenge where you put merchant stands out of business. But before you plunk down your money, make sure that your system is up to snuff. The hardware requirements for Assassin's Creed can best be described as daunting. So if your system is out of date, it might actually be cheaper to buy a 360 and a copy of the game.
This is so... sorry, but it is.
But for those lucky enough to run this baby right, we can assure you that you're in for a treat. Assassin's Creed for the PC gets a 5 out of 5.
Come close.
When you think of the Italian Renaissance, as I'm sure you often do, what comes to mind? Architecture? Art? Leonardo da Vinci? Well, this holiday, many of us will be visiting Italy, but it's going to look more like this. Assassin's Creed 2 is here, and it has something to prove. The first game was impressive, but for many, the novelty wore off quickly.
Oh, my fresh pomegranate!
Has Ubisoft improved on the first game?
Perhaps this will help to clear your head.
That, my fine people, is why you have come here. Gather round for Senora Webb's review time. For those of you not in the know, in the first Assassin's Creed, you play as the ancestors of Desmond Miles via his genetic memories. This time we are running around the Italian Renaissance trying to learn the moves of his ancestor Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
Ezio? What luck!
An assassination mission is now structured more like a Grand Theft Auto mission, where you perform a variety of tasks to prepare for the kill. Now, there is usually a way to climb in and do it real quiet-like, but let's be honest, sometimes you're just gonna want to roll up on a guy and do something like this. That results in something like this, which isn't really the best-case scenario, but it's going to happen because you can't resist doing this. Lucky for us, fellow assassins, the combat has evolved. Enemies now come at you with different weapons which require different defenses. Parry, block, attack, counterattack, all of it adds up to more fun. And you get a bunch of this. But there are a few significant flaws in this fine Italian ointment. The game is cinematic, which is good, but the game gets so cinematic on your ass it will kill you sometimes, and that is not good.
Have some respect for death, my friend.
I know all the gymnastics I'm doing are awesome. Please don't swing the camera around like I'm in a Michael Bay movie all the time.
He's here! Help!
The game tries to stick you onto edges and surfaces that you don't necessarily want. If you're racing against time, Ezio often ends up bouncing around like Jackie Chan on crack. Whenever you hear a reviewer say something was ambitious, you think, oh, this is gonna be bad. But Assassin's Creed 2 is ambitious and good, but not perfect. Ubisoft's attention to what gamers wanted out of the first game shines here. And it makes falling off of rooftops because you keep grabbing chimneys like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins, as directed by Michael Bay, far more tolerable than the first game. Assassin's Creed 2 climbs its way up to a 4 out of 5.
You unlocked a cheat. Bonus stage.
Italy, the Renaissance. A time of mystery, fancy buildings, and of course, cheats. Wonderful, wonderful cheats. Obviously, cheats are not part of the Creed of Assassins, that noble lot, but X-Play is going to help you unravel some of the mysteries of the Assassin's Creed 2 glyphs. Let's start at Villa Auditore, probably in foreclosure. Darn recession. But there's gotta be a glyph around here somewhere. And there is. It'll help to turn on the old eagle-eye vision. Don't worry, this has nothing to do with the Shia LaBeouf classic film. Or does it? Climb up the villa side like Tobey Maguire, and a glyph will show up soon enough. Ah, there it is. Upon finding the glyph, soon a puzzle will arise. Solve the puzzle as so, which will then unlock a brief clip of the truth of Assassin's Creed 2. But we're not going to show you that. Which brings us to Ospedale degli Innocenti. Like earlier, search the premises until a glyph appears, which leads to more puzzle solving. Just who are these historical figures? That's Kate Blanchett, that's Danny DeVito, and that's the guy from that John Adams miniseries that won that war. I don't have HBO. Solve these puzzles and unlock another brief clip of the truth. But we're not going to show you that. We will show you Torre del Diavolo, or Devil's Tower for you English-speaking cheaters out there. I think you get the gist of this by now. Scout around the building, get to the tip top, and wow, what a surprise! Another glyph. This puzzle's a doozy. Search the photos for the hidden photos. Gandhi looks hungry. Hungry to see a brief clip of the truth. But we're not going to show you that. There are glyphs all over the Italian countryside, and X-Play knows where they're all hidden. The truth will be revealed, but not today.
Fortunatissimo felicità.
The search for the truth continues, which means more glyphs to find and more puzzles to solve. And what better place to start with than one of the more romantic cities in the world, Venice. First up, make your way to the Piazza San Marco. In the square, climb the walls of the Torre here up to a white platform on the roof. On top of the platform, activate your eagle-eye vision to find the glyph for Torre del Orologio. Solve the puzzle like so, and you get another piece of the truth. What is it, you ask? Well, more on that later. From there, mosey on over to this large brick tower in the same square. Climb the tower and eagle-eye where you'll find the glyph for Campanile di San Marco. The next puzzle is full of puzzly stuff, so just sit back and let us do the work for you. That's what we're here for. Finally, head over to the Rialto Bridge. Take a gondola to reach the passageway beneath the bridge. Look to one of its sides, eagle-eye again, and you'll find the glyph for Ponte di Rialto. Make like Robert Langdon to solve the progression puzzle here, and the rest of it is a snap. Now, as promised, we said we'd tell you what the truth is all about. And so, here it is. Basically, it's about this guy and this truth and Alright, we weren't gonna tell you, but I mean, come on. Would we really spoil the fun after just 6 glyphs? Don't worry, stay tuned and the truth will be revealed soon enough. In the meantime, happy glyph hunting, friends!
Anytime a game finds its way to a portable version of itself, it's not hard to compare it to its bigger console brother. Assassin's Creed is no exception, and hence the arrival of Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. While this pocket full of stabbiness does bring some of the console version's strengths, it unfortunately brings most of its flaws with it as well. The free running from Assassin's Creed remains largely intact, which is a good thing. However, it finds itself limited by the PSP's lack of a second analog stick. Players must use the left shoulder button to control the camera before they make their next move, making traversing segments slow, clunky, and sometimes frustrating at best.
Why is he running around like that?
The repetitive side missions and attack-counterattack style of combat is also returning, bringing nothing new to the table. Other disappointments include a short and easy story and bland boss battles replacing the elegance of the assassination missions you would normally find in Assassin's Creed. And finally, there are the load screens. Walk into a new area, load screen. See a cool cutscene, load screen. Oh, you are so dead, half-naked fanatic. Oh, come on, really? Okay, now you're dead. Bloodlines is a worthy attempt that does a decent job keeping its core free-running elements intact. However, clunky controls, frequent loading, repetitive side missions, and an average story hamper this title down, giving it 2 pocket-sized shanks.
This is going to end badly.
Out of 5.
A lot of people will tell you that there are 3 tenets to the Assassin's Creed. Numero 1, stay one's blade from the flesh of the innocent. 2, draw not attention to oneself. And 3, who knows 3? Anyone? Nobody? Never compromise the Brotherhood. Now these are all well and good, but I am going to add a 4th. Drive electric cars. We assassins are always on the go, and we leave quite a carbon footprint. Global warming is the unstoppable assassin which stalks us all. Think about it. Okay, quick quiz. Who thinks that this is a legitimate reason to assassinate someone? Good. What about this? I'm a real back-to-basics kind of teacher. I feel like hands-on lessons are really the best way to teach our children. Nice job, Tim. I know you're going to be really good at killing people for money.
Thank you, Mr. Altair. Is it my go-getter attitude?
No, Tim. It's because you're a textbook sociopath.
Well, I do love torturing animals.
All of you, seriously, congratulations. Welcome to the Brotherhood. You have truly earned these diplomas. Now, before you get your checks out for $49.95, I need you to do one last thing. Take the pruning shears from out of your desk, and I need you to cut off your left ring finger. Come on, I am not playing. It allows your hidden blade to pop out. See? Skip. I said cut off your ring finger. That's your index finger.
You mean this is the wrong one? Oh, man.
Remember what I was talking about earlier? This is a prime example. Skip here just pulled a Hinckley.
Let's get started.
Instead of popping out Assassin's Creed 3, the developers have taken an interesting approach. Release a direct follow-up to the second game that adds a huge bonus: multiplayer.
What are you going to do? Make some friends.
Wanted and Advanced Wanted are free-for-all death matches. You get points for taking out your assigned target and bonuses for doing it stealthily and without getting killed. There are tons of NPCs wandering around the city streets, so the trick is to try to blend in and strike. Manhunt is basically team-based deathmatch. Alliance features 3 teams of 2 trying to kill one of the other 2 teams and vice versa.
First blood.
This mode was our favorite because it reminds us of the co-op mode in Splinter Cell Conviction. Always nice to feel like you have a partner.
Welcome back, Ezio.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood also offers up a fine single-player campaign and gives a helpful recap for newcomers.
I was born into the Brotherhood.
Although the story sometimes feels like it could have been told as one large game, we didn't mind them spreading it across 2.
Exactly. Maybe.
The takedowns feel even more brutal and unflinching, and counter kills allow you to string together hits on nearby enemies. The result is a very satisfying upgrade to the combat system. The climbing has also been subtly improved. You'll still encounter occasional collision issues, but for the most part it feels smoother than last time. You can now recruit citizens to be assassins and send them on missions throughout Europe.
Roma is quite large.
The city feels boundless and sets the stage for an important point. There is so much to do in the game, it's staggering.
Amazing.
Rebuild blacksmiths, take on missions, explore hidden temples, and manage your Brotherhood of Assassins. These are just some of your choices.
The Pope told me about you and your little group of assassins.
There's still some slight AI issues. Guards can sometimes spot you from great distances, but then can't see you standing 20 yards away. However, it doesn't happen often enough to be a major issue. To some people, this may not feel different enough from Part 2, but we can say with certainty it's the most polished and robust entry in the series, and it's deserving of one of our finest treasures.
What is that smell?
It's my clothes.
A 4 out of 5.
Well, that sounds familiar.
We've seen Ezio in the prime of his life. Now in Assassin's Creed Revelations, we find him in Constantinople as a wizened, battle-hard, middle-aged man for whom revenge has ceased its usefulness and secrets have lost their seduction. He wants answers, and he's ready to bring down the entire Ottoman Empire to get them.
So much death for so little gain.
Revelations shockingly promises revelations to the franchise mythos, and it delivers.
A word of warning? When you step through there, everything changes.
You also play as Desmond, playing as Ezio, playing as Altair. It's all very Inception, complete with the geometric beachfront dream drama.
They can't help you, Desmond. You're a broken man.
Revelations continues the skull-shattering combat Assassin's Creed is famous for. Make no mistake, you are very powerful in head-to-head combat, and the kill animations are out of control.
You fight like a man late for his own wedding.
See.
Combine Ezio's lethality with the perfect silky free-running mechanics, and you feel like Batman without the moral code. While we fantasized about the franchise moving to medieval Japan or industrial London, Constantinople more than earns its place among Assassin's Creed's incredible locales. The city feels like a living, breathing entity. Does anyone know the way to the nearest opium dispensary? It's for my glaucoma.
I guess I had my chance. And I wasted it.
None of this heaped praise will be a surprise to anyone who's played Assassin's Creed before. But because this is a sequel, that means more features are a requirement. The hook blade is a fun addition. The bomb making, not so much.
Crafting explosives is a new hobby.
Bombs are fairly complicated to create. There are too many options, too many ingredients. It's all overwhelming, especially when you don't know what situation you may be in.
If you want to learn how to craft your own bombs, I can show you.
No thanks. I'd much rather be playing multiplayer, so hold on. We're not done yet.
Are your men ready for another fight?
Fools are gonna get stabbed in the face. I can't wait.
Make me proud.
Slapping multiplayer onto an already successful single-player experience more often than not results in an online experience that feels soulless and sticks out like an infected skin graft.
You are now a target.
And then there's the right way to do it. Assassin's Creed Revelations continues the cloak and dagger approach started in Brotherhood, and the result is wonderfully different and entertaining.
Assassinate your target once your target is highlighted.
ACR includes riffs on familiar modes like Capture the Flag and King of the Hill. But the most fun is good old-fashioned deathmatch. The result is a tense mix of strategy, patience, and acting.
None of you leave until the assassin is dead!
Sadly, what truly plagues Revelations is something easy and cheap to fix from a development standpoint: menu design. You will constantly be flipping back and forth between menu pages every time you want to greenlight a recruit mission or even purchase the most basic item.
They can't help you, Desmond. You're a broken man.
Aside from a few gripes, Revelations is a satisfying addition to the Assassin's Creed family. And if you're tired of online shooters where the twitch reflex and teabagging is king, Revelations is more than worth checking out. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. Assassin's Creed Revelations massacres of 4.
Can you turn on your charms and find us a few more recruits?
Out of 5.
The tale of Desmond Miles and his numerous badass ancestors has been long in the telling, but Assassin's Creed 3 is a tremendous leap for the series that not only earns its numerical title upgrade, but packs an astounding amount of content into an astonishingly well-rounded package. A series of events that we will not spoil or show here leads to Desmond reliving the life of a half-British, half-Native American ancestor named Connor.
The world's moved on, boy. Best you do too.
Connor is an assassin in the increasingly Templar-heavy time period of the American Revolution, and the game plays up the setting to phenomenal results. The distinctive architecture melds with the lush frontier forest areas to create a singular feel for the game, filled with memorable and historically familiar characters.
Samuel Adams, at your service.
Some control tweaks make Assassin's Creed 3 a less frustrating experience. Holding the free run button now makes your character parkour his way up and over just about anything in his path. But he will not blindly leap off a precipice unless there is a safe place to land or grab. You can still press jump to force him to leap, but gone are the days of accidentally launching off a rooftop to your death. The control tweaks make possible the most enjoyable part of the free running, the tree climbing. Connor is extremely agile in the branches, and traversing wilderness areas never gets old. Also slightly different is combat, which still leans heavily on counterattacking, but with the added twist of allowing you to choose what kind of counter you'll use, such as disarming your opponent or straight up killing them. Stronger enemies require craftier use of this system, and with practice you will become a fluid death-dealing machine, handing out some truly brutal kills. I think someone in the Ubisoft animation department has some rage to deal with. The amount of things to do is amazing, from hunting to assaulting forts to crafting to full naval combat. If you demand that your games allow you to both assassinate a deer and order a broadside against an enemy man-of-war, Assassin's 3 has you covered. Multiplayer continues to provide a thoughtful alternative to the standard online shooters on the market, with our favorite being the new co-op mode called Wolfpack. You and your teammates are assigned group targets and must kill them silently and covertly to earn bonus time that allows you to play longer. It requires precise timing and communication and is very hard to put down. Assassin's Creed 3 is not perfect. Mission objectives can occasionally be unclear, graphical hiccups are not uncommon, and the crafting system is not the most elegant thing in the world. But there is so much to do, and it all comes together so beautifully that all the average 10-hour action games out there should be terribly ashamed of themselves.
This place is incredible.
Assassin's Creed 3 gets 5 slaughtered redcoats out of 5.